saying I should do XYZ and then doing nothing is not productive. It's self-sabotage, because when you have 1,000 different things you say you should do, but then you do none of them, you don't take action on any of them, then that just loads you with a lot of stress. Your brain can't handle that much pressure. Yes, you should train up being able to handle pressure, but putting unnecessary strain and pressure on yourself isn't good. If you say, oh well, I'm going to do homework, or I'm going to do start this project, or I'm gonna go to gym and I should do this and I should do that, then you do none of that. Then you stay home, keep on scrolling, you watch some movie, whatever. You don't do the thing you say you should do. But first of all, how bad do you actually want it? And second of all, if you're not gonna do anything about it, stop saying that you should do it, or you need to do it, or I'm going to do it. Because that's not true. You're not going to do it. Either you actually do it, have the discipline to do it, or you stop believing, stop telling yourself lies, telling yourself that you're going to do it when you're actually not going to do it. It's not only about procrastination, it's also about taking on too many things at one time. As I already said, when you take on too many things, it's multitasking. Taking on too many things is multitasking, but you don't directly do many things at the same time. You think about it. Your brain is constantly working on the things that you have said you should do or you need to do, but you don't do them. You're opening 1,000 different loops. You don't want too many open loops, because that's a big distraction. That takes a lot of mental energy, that takes a lot of energy overall, just to put on thinking about, oh well, I should have done that, or I should do this. Just take the action, close the loop, and then don't need to think about it anymore. Then you have more energy to put into the things you want to do or should do, but the things you actually need to do in the future, instead of just the imaginary things that you say you're going to do but you never do. I'm the prime example of saying I should do, of having a lot of ambition but not doing anything. And it's really painful, because I am really ambitious. I would almost say my ambition is out of this world, but at the same time, I waste time. It's pretty obvious. I have been, for some reason, pretty inconsistent on this channel. And it's obviously things that I have struggled with, because I want to help other people. I want to change the world, but at the same time, I waste time. And this can lead me to being stressed about everything and not being able to enjoy doing the normal things every day. It's also about when I have that crazy amount of ambition but doing nothing, I get a lot of stress from it, but then also being dopamine overloaded because you have consumed too much stimulating content or food or whatever. That also contributes to you having stress, because you just can't handle the things that should be easy to handle. And I always make excuses. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, oh well, I'm perfect. I don't make excuses. When I say that I'm going to do something, I directly do it. No, obviously I'm a human, and I make excuses because that's what we do. What we need to try to do is to realize that we are making an excuse, and to realize that it doesn't have any valid arguments to back it up. You have to realize that the excuses you make, they are just because you don't want to do something. It's because your brain doesn't want to feel the pain of going to the gym. It is suffering in this moment, but that suffering is much better than the suffering in the future when you know that you could have become something. You could have become something great, but you didn't, because that suffering you can't change anymore in the future. This suffering you have right now, you are causing it. That suffering that you feel in the future, that's your past causing it, and that's so much harder to feel. So that's why I want you and me also to feel this suffering, feel these two alternatives, but then choose the suffering now to feel better later, instead of choosing to be good now to suffer later. But as I said, with the excuses, sure, I may have a lot of school, I may have trainings, I may go to the gym, I may have some project, I may have to help do some chores at home, but I have had time to work on the things I want to work on. I have had time to do that, but I haven't. Do you know how much psychological stress that puts on you? Because it's not even about the excuses anymore. It's about your identity. It's about how you see yourself. Because if you have always seen yourself, as I have, as someone who is productive, who does the things, who stays away from the bad habits, who stays away from doing the bad things, but then you see yourself becoming that person, that puts a lot of strain on you. And that's why I want to make this video, because I want to help you realize that you don't want to go down this path. I don't want you, or me either, my future self, to go down the path of saying I should, but then doing nothing about it, because that just puts a lot of strain on you. And instead of looking into the problem, looking at it and seeing that, oh, Well, this isn't so hard to fix. It's not that hard to solve. You should just put in the work and then you solve it. But no, instead I start watching some videos on how to solve it and just feel like, oh well, I need to binge watch some videos because I don't know really how to solve it. Are we serious right now? Because most of the things you feel day to day, most of the problems you have, it's pretty easy to solve because they recur so often in your life. If I have a problem like, oh well, I need to make a video, what do? You start scripting, you edit, you post the steps you need to do. And what is the name of those all steps combined? Well, it's just work. It's just putting in the work. That's what it is. That's what it takes. And that's why I also need to do that more. And you probably also need to do that. Saying I should, or I will, or I'm going to, realistically means that you're never going to do it. Because if you say that, you aren't going to do it. The person who takes the action, he doesn't say that I should do it. He says that I am doing it. He takes the action directly, as fast as possible. Instead of saying I should do it, or saying I will do it, they just take the action. You would have already started then. But I have to criticize myself here also. I'm that kind of person. It is pretty easy to fall into the trap of being ambitious. So you say that, oh well, I want to learn XYZ and I want to do ABC and whatever. You want to do a lot of things, you want to learn a lot of things, you want to become a polymath. You want to expand your knowledge, you want to see the reality for what it is. Well, that obviously entails that you need to learn a lot, you need to do a lot. And that also becomes a lot of strain because you don't know the order to do them. And you need the order to do them in order to actually be able to do them and get somewhere. Otherwise you are just stuck with 1,000 things to do and you don't get anywhere. That's why I gotta criticize myself, because I want to do a lot, but then I'll have problems with excuses and putting in the work then when I need to. I fall into the bad habits that I have done a long time ago, and then you fall into the rut and then you go deeper and deeper. But as you see me right now recording this video, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to stay like that. Even if I have been in the rut for a month or two, I'm here now. I have gotten out of it, at least to what this means. So you can too. Everyone can, if they just are willing to do it. It's just about being willing to do it. A valuable lesson for many people to learn, me included, is that if you're not going to actually do something, don't tell anybody that, oh well, I'm gonna achieve this, I'm gonna do that, I should do this. Because if you're not doing it, that just decreases the amount of respect people want to give you, because you're not performing on the things you said. Your words just lose all their value, all their meaning. You have to actually do it if you said you're going to do it. This has been what I've done for some time, and it's just so hard when you're actually in a rut or in a place where you just say, oh well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that in the future, but you don't do anything to escape from that. I call this the modern Pandora's box. A Pandora's box is somewhere you can't escape from, or it's really hard to escape from. It's just so hard to escape from this because you have all these ultra stimulating activities you can do. You can open your phone and you can just scroll and you get more dopamine than your ancestors did ever. Or you can start gaming, or you can eat some junk food, or watch a movie, or waste time, or indulge in degeneracy, or be lazy, or have a lot of greed. There are so many bad things you can do, and they just keep you there, because they're meant to addict you, because that's how the big companies make their money, because they want you to stay on their platforms, they want you to be addicted to them, so that's why they try to do it as addictive as possible. And that's why it's really hard to escape from that when you're actually once in it. The only thing a man can do is to try to improve bit by bit, and try to escape the modern Pandora's box one day in the future. Just try to become better bit by bit. Remove one thing bit by bit to hopefully in the future be able to say that you've successfully gotten rid of the modern Pandora's box. It may come back in the future, because that's how it happens always. You have a moment when you're down. Then you realize that there is something called self-improvement. You can become better. You start going up, but then you stagnate or you fall down a little bit. But that's just life. Everything happens in cycles. If you would just be constantly going up, you won't even realize you're constantly going up, because you have to have these downs, these lows, to realize what the good is in life, to realize that you actually want to improve. Because if everything would just be going straight to plan, it would feel mundane, it would feel normal. That's why it's natural for the cycles to happen. So stay at it and stop making these excuses and stop saying these things that you're going to do without doing them. If you say you're going to do something, do it. I dare you.